February 15th, 2026, in Kitengela, a sea of supporters and a huge crowd of charged and energized Kenyans, all there to stand in solidarity with one man, Edwin Sifuna. And as the police lobbed tear gas at the gathering, trying to disperse the meeting, the man of the moment stood unbowed, unfazed, and unmoved, portraying an image of courage and resistance in the face of oppression and government might. Days after the party top organs decided to oust him from the Secretary General position of the ODM party,
having deliberated on matters relating to the conduct of the Secretary General, Senator Edwin Sifuna, the NEC resolved to remove him from office with immediate effect in accordance with the party constitution and applicable laws.
Sifuna decided to engage the entity in which true power, true political power, is domiciled in: the people.
Wakora waliingia kwa stage yetu asubuhi wakavunja mitambo yetu. Ati kutuzuia tusiweze kuongea na nyinyi.
The ODM Linda Mwananchi faction vowing to support Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Busia was the testing ground for Edwin Sifuna's brand of politics. It provided the proof of concept to the brand of politics Edwin Sifuna subscribes to. The success of that rally proved that the brand of politics that Edwin Sifuna harbors is being well woven into the ODM support base. The concept of Linda Mwananchi tours was proven popular and workable by the success of the rally in Busia. As the Orange Democratic Movement National Executive Council met in Mombasa and resolved to remove Sifuna as the Secretary General of the party, citing indiscipline and disloyalty, two sides of the ODM party began to clearly emerge. On one hand, the meetings of the party leadership and the National Executive Council began appearing like boardroom meetings. And on the other hand, Edwin Sifuna began appearing like a movement. By removing Sifuna from the party leadership, while Raila Amolo Odinga, the enigma of the Kenyan politics and the long-time leader of and founder of ODM, tolerated his divergent views, the broad-based National Executive Council began appearing like an entity in the party that is being controlled by an outside force. And by removing him without proper consultations throughout the party membership from the ground up, they turned Sifuna into a political martyr. The current leadership of ODM, which is broad-based and supports the government of William Ruto, has now begun appearing robot-like and a government-controlled entity. On the other side, Sifuna's Linda Mwananchi tours have begun appearing like a true and resolved opposition movement, which, to be honest, portrays the very DNA of the Orange Democratic Movement and has begun appearing like the side of the party which fights for the rights of mwananchi and keeps the government in check.
Busia, munaniona vizuri? Munaniona vizuri? Mimi ndio Sifuna. Kwa maombi yenu na kwa mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu, nasimama Busia nikiwa bado katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, seneta wa kaunti ya Nairobi na naibu kiranja wa walio wachache kwenye bunge la Senate. Walisema hatuingii Busia. Hapa ni wapi? Nataka mseme wasikie, hapa ni wapi? Busia ya Uganda ama Busia ya Kenya? Hapa ni wapi?
Why Kitengela? It is a strategic, highly populated, cosmopolitan swing area near Nairobi that was actually a hotbed of anti-government protests in 2024. The protests that were opposing the finance bill and that were calling for the removal of the president from power, with the said slogan, Ruto must go. And this made it an area suitable to hold a rally that was meant to make a statement for a team that opposes the government. Kitengela rally was used by Sifuna to send a clear message to the ODM leadership that is pro-broad-based and supports the government of William Ruto. That you can take the title, but not the base. That you can take the party position, but not his support in the party with the mwananchi. Sifuna sent a message to the government as well that the revolution lives on despite the death of the revolutionary, that the crown lives on despite the death of the wearer of that crown. Or, in the words of Winnie Odinga during his father's funeral service at Nyayo Stadium, the king is dead. Long live the crown.
He died strong, when with dignity and with pride. And you must be proud of that. The king is dead, but long live the crown. The king is dead, but long live the crown. Joey! Joey! Joey!
With the National Delegates Conference fast approaching and slated for the 27th of March for the ODM party, the party leadership that is pro-broad-based may face a delegates' revolution when they try and attempt to ratify the removal of Edwin Sifuna as the SG of the party. And should by any means, crude or lawful, fair or unfair, succeed to remove him from the party leadership position of Secretary General, Sifuna seems determined to find a way to directly connect with the party's support base. As we fast approach the 2027 elections, if Sifuna manages to keep pulling these crowds and build a political force as strong as the showing in his meetings and in his Linda Mwananchi tours, then the pro-broad-based faction of the ODM party will lose its relevance to the voter, because the base that they will be counting on will have gone with Edwin Sifuna. And should they lose that support base to Sifuna and they be at loggerheads with him, it consequently means they will lose seats. And consequently means that the candidates that Sifuna will endorse will win those seats. And along with it, the power to negotiate for any position in the government and even a pre-election pact will fizzle out of the hands of the current party leadership. Being a good student of Raila Amolo Odinga, Sifuna has successfully pivoted from being a mere party official into a populist political leader. Through the Busia and Kitengela massively successful Linda Mwananchi rallies, he has successfully bypassed the party leadership to access power directly from the ODM support base and the Mwananchi. If Sifuna succeeds in carrying on the political legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga, he will not only have defended his job and fought for a future place either in ODM or the politics of the country, but he will have proven that the king may be dead, but the crown lives on. That is my unfiltered insight.
The king is dead, but long live the crown.
The fact is, the crown must win. Must always win.